Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, Bitcoin right now seeing a bit of a bounce. It's back over $114,000, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet. We could still see further downside, as I've been sharing over the past few episodes, that Bitcoin could go test 110, 109K. I don't think it goes below that, but anything's possible, right? But one thing's for sure, it's not far from the oversold zone, so that's a good sign. That means there's not much left here with this correction, and I'm just using the data as we've seen corrections in the past, and we are still in bull market territory. A simple view of the Bitcoin chart shows we are comfortably above the 200-day moving average, and that's something I've been sharing with you guys. It's very simple. In addition to global liquidity and all the other macro signals and metrics. So this is pretty much like a bullish retest. There's kind of an inverse head and shoulders forming on the Bitcoin chart. So patience is the key. And I do believe we are going to higher prices in August this month. So altcoins will of course follow. And as mentioned in yesterday's podcast, the CME gaps have been closed. So that's good. That's out of the way. Sentiment is resetting. We're not in fear zone yet. We are in a neutral zone, but I think that's good enough in a bull market. We don't necessarily have to go to fear. That does happen. It did happen in the tariff crash. It went to fear and people were panicking, saying the bull market's over because they're moving by emotions, not the data. We don't want to be emotional about markets. We want to form a thesis based on data and navigate the markets that way. Here, Dan from 360 Trader, who I've had on the podcast, said Bitcoin mitigates a breakout level and fills inside liquidity, but you're following someone's FUD narrative. What a freak show Twitter is. So talking about X, almost nobody posting real data with legitimate and very normal price action. So again, very healthy, normal price action. Nothing unusual here. But the problem is people who don't understand the data, they often go with emotions and sometimes narratives, but those things are not your friends, right? You want to make sure you're going with data so that you can better navigate the market. And also you have to have the macro view. Some people will see Bitcoin run to $123,000, correct, and then say, where's the bull market? This market sucks. It hasn't done anything, even though Bitcoin's been in a bull market since January 2023. They will look at the XRP chart and say, XRP hasn't done anything, even though it has broken its all-time highs, right? And they don't realize these things move in phases. The market does not go up in a straight line. That's not possible. But this is where I keep pointing you to the data and the charts, the macro, the on-chain data to help you to better understand how to navigate these markets. You don't have to be a Wall Street analyst and expert analyst, but you need to understand the fundamentals and some of these investment principles of the charts and so forth, so that, again, you're not at the whims of the narratives and the emotional roller coaster that markets put you through. You have to check your emotions at the door. So folks, all on track. I would put money on it that, again, August, we are going to new all-time highs. So folks, just to look at the altcoins, total 3, which excludes Ethereum, Bitcoin, and stablecoins, also nearing that oversold zone. Very good sign. Also seen a slight reversal, but once again, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. We can go touch 30 on the daily RSI. So just keep that in mind, folks. But macro view, weekly, monthly, we're on track, guys. It's going to be exciting as we head later into August, and then come October, November, I think we could potentially see the blow off top then. We'll keep an eye on the metrics and how things play out, but this is what I'm thinking. Now, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Trezor. Trezor makes beautiful hardware wallets that make it easy for you to safely store your crypto. I'm a big believer in self-custody. I've told you guys for years I keep the majority of my crypto in hardware wallets. I'm a user of the Trezor Safe 5. It's a beautiful device. And folks, Trezor, they were the first to pioneer and develop hardware wallets. They started this whole thing. They invented the seed phrase setup. So he had competitors come along and so forth, but Trezor started this whole thing. So they've got that pedigree and the security and much more. And they support a variety of coins. I'm talking Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, even new coins like BlackRock's BITL token. That's their tokenized money market fund. And they have a great software suite that helps you to manage your crypto, and it's easy to use. And they also have a hand-holding service where if you need help in setting up your device, you can talk to a Trezor rep. So that's really great. Not a lot of companies offer that. So you can get that one-on-one service to help you get started and answer your questions and all of that. And folks, if you use my code, Thinking Crypto, all one word, Thinking Crypto, you can get 5% off buying a device from Trezor. So they got multiple devices. And once again, guys, they started this whole thing. And this is the most secure way to store your crypto because you can back up your private keys, put your device in a safe or a safety deposit box. So check them out, guys. Link will be in the description. Now, folks, look at this news. This is pretty significant. In light of all the news we've seen with banks capitulating and entering the crypto market, most recently we talked about JP Morgan launching crypto trading. They're exploring crypto lending. They partnered with Coinbase to help people to invest in crypto. They launched a tokenized deposit token on Base, which is Coinbase's layer 2. PNC Bank launched crypto trading. There's just so many news items around banks. Well, Ripple put together a report here, which is very insightful. Here's the headline. Citigroup, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs lead TradFi's blockchain charge. TradFi giants made 345 blockchain investments between 2020 to 2024, with G-SIBs leading 100 plus deals across tokenization, custody, and payments. So all the banks are coming in, as we've been talking about on this podcast for years, stock exchanges, payment companies, credit card companies. I mean, I just interviewed the executive vice president of blockchain and digital assets at MasterCard. Just this past week, Visa expanded their use cases around stablecoins and added support for new blockchains. So all of TradFi is coming in, yet you will still see people very bearish, like they don't know what's happening because they're not seeing the big picture. So Citigroup, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and Japan's SBI Group have emerged as the most active players in traditional finance backing blockchain startups, according to a new report by Ripple in partnership with CB Insights and the UK Centre for Blockchain Technologies. So between 2020 and 2024, global banks participated in 345 investments in blockchain companies, most of them in early stage funding rounds. Per the report, Citigroup and Goldman Sachs led the pack with 18 deals each, while JP Morgan and Mitsubishi UFJ followed closely with 15 investments. Mega rounds, deals worth $100 million or more, were a key focus. Banks contributed to 33 such rounds during the 4-year window, pouring capital into firms focused on trading infrastructure, tokenization, custody, and payment solutions. So while many of them were not able to offer crypto trading directly, like we're seeing the services being launched now because crypto legislation is coming, they were investing in the crypto companies. That's very telling that they see opportunity to make money. Now, you don't see opportunity to make money in a field that is, as some people would say, is a fraud, is a scam. It's fake internet money, right? They are looking at this as the technology that is going to be the infrastructure of the future. I've often said that the markets, the economies, and the governments will be running on blockchain rails. So this is very telling. They were investing since 2020, even during the Gensler period of the attack on crypto. So notable examples include CloudWalk in Brazil, which raised over $750 million across 2 rounds backed by Banco, Itaú, and others. Likewise, Solaris in Germany secured over $100 million from SBI Group and later became a majority acquisition target. So globally systematic important banks, or also known as GSIBs, a group of financial institutions with such significant economic weight that their failure could trigger global financial instability, accounted for 106 deals, including 14 mega rounds valued at over $100 million each. Folks, do you see what's happening here? Jamie Dimon and all the banking cartel are kicking and screaming to come into this asset class in one way or the other, investing, building with it, offering crypto trading, trying to launch their own stable coins, right? Bank of America's CEO was saying they're ready to launch a stable coin once Congress passes legislation. And I think we're going to see that stable coin very soon because the Genius Act has been passed into law. But this is incredible news, very bullish. And again, you got to have the macro view because if you're blinded by price movements, then you are missing the bigger picture here, right? Because price will catch up to all of these things as the building and the investment and more of these big institutions come in and buy tokens and invest and build on these blockchains as well. All right, moving ahead, Base, which is Coinbase's Ethereum layer 2, takes Solana's crown in token creation as Coinbase's SocialFi ignites Zora boom. So Coinbase, they're doing a lot with Base. And very smart move on their part. They didn't launch a token, but they're generating tons of revenue. It's helping their revenue to grow, and they're getting creative. When I was at the Coinbase State of Crypto Summit in New York about a couple months ago, I spoke to Jesse Pollock, who heads up Base, and he was talking a lot about this, and they're doing some amazing things. So I got to give them credit. So Base now leads Solana in daily token launches, driven by the rise of Zora's creator tokens, according to Dune Analytics. Coinbase's Base app rebrand drives new user growth and token creation on the Base blockchain. Nearly 3 million traders and $470 million in volume in Zora signal Base's growing role in creator economies. Now, I'm going to look into this. I'm not saying I'm going to launch my own token. I don't think I wouldn't necessarily want to do that. But I'm going to see how I can leverage this maybe to bring more benefits to you guys, right? Where you guys, as loyal viewers and listeners, you can benefit from it. It's not that I'm trying to go make a bunch of money or anything like that, because I want to make sure that you guys are benefiting from that. Again, being loyal fans of the podcast. So this is really great. And I'm kind of happy that Base is taking the lead versus Solana, because nothing against Solana specifically, but the problem is a lot of Solana's use case comes from meme coins. And I'm not the biggest fan of meme coins, although there are legacy meme coins I think are okay, like Doge and Pepe and Bonk and so forth. But the problem is you have pump.fun. I guess that's the thing that I don't really like, where new tokens are launched, at any point and people get rugged. And I think they need to put better guardrails in place. Because it's not good that, new users come in and they get rugged by some brand new meme coin that was created by some random person. Like we got to be careful here, right, folks? That's very much like gambling, going to the casino and just throwing it on red or black on the roulette table. It's really, really tricky. Now, final news item here, Trump Media stock slides as firm reports $20 million quarterly loss, but they're teasing a utility token. So this is interesting. They want to launch a utility token. Trump Media also announced plans for a rewards program that will include a utility token that can be used in the Truth ecosphere. So let's see what they come up with here. I don't have a problem if they invest in a Bitcoin miner. We're Liberty Financial, creating or they've been buying a lot of crypto to do their DeFi thing. They do have a token, but then another token here plus Donald Trump's meme coin. How many tokens are you guys going to have, right? It's kind of crazy. And, I don't know who's behind all these things and what could happen, but this could get messy if they don't manage it right. It could be really bad. It could be a black mark on the crypto industry, kind of like your Sam Bankman-Fried FTX situation, right? I hope not. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but when I see stuff like this, and I know they're not necessarily crypto native people running this stuff, but people may be looking to capitalize on the momentum of the market, like the Trump meme coin. I'm not a fan of that, right? There's a potential for a lot of risk and for this to end up bad. So in the SEC filing, Trump Media said that subscribers to its recently announced Patriot package, currently in beta testing, will accumulate gems, which will eventually be tied to a utility token on both Truth Social and streaming service Truth Plus. The utility token can be initially used to pay for Truth Plus subscription costs and later be applied to other products and services in the Truth ecosphere, the company said. So let's see what happens. As always, do your research and be careful, be smart. Don't just jump into something just because it's Trump, right? Because it's not, for example, some people may be fans of Donald Trump, which is fine, right? Some people hate Donald Trump, some people, that's fine. That's politics, right? But if you're a fan, don't blindly jump in because you like Donald Trump, right? Goes for anybody. It could be somebody on the Democrat side. It could be independent. It could be someone who's a celebrity in the mainstream Hollywood, whatever, right? Or a sports figure. Don't just jump behind it because you don't know who is managing this project, if it's done well, and if there's potential for collapse, right? So we've seen this before. Celebrities who would go launch stuff and then people blindly go in because they're a fan of the person, like the Hawk Tour girl. Like she went viral and she built a big following. She had a podcast. Then she went and launched a token and a bunch of people lost their money, right? That was dumb to go just jump in because Hawk Tour girl is doing it. And anyway, I digress. I'll get off my soapbox here, but you guys, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Do your research, be cautious, right? Be smart with your money. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. A great way you can support me in the podcast is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free on Substack. Check it out. It's filled with crypto insights and knowledge. I do an update every week. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital, and my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you every aspect of crypto. Check it out. All the links will be in the description. Thank you, folks, for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.